Hey everybody, it's your boy Zero here doing a new gunpla review. In today's episode, we are covering the Zaku Mariner from Double Zeta. So this is a, obviously, water-based Gundam. And you're probably wondering, yo man, why does yours not look exactly like the one on the box? You know, minusing the whole color discrepancy and all that. Well, that's easy, my dear friends and fans. I broke the horn. Well, the antenna, if you will. And I'll explain how that happened when I get to the main part of the video. But aside from that, this is a very interesting kit because there's not a lot of water-based gunpla, if you will. Minusing, the Zagak and the Hyuga. Or, I've noticed there's a lot more water-based, Xeon, or Neo Xeon, but never really main good group. Usually they have subs and stuff. As far as I noticed. I don't think they ever made a lot of them into gunpla. Minusing the Forbidden, which technically not a water-based mobile suit, but its descendants like the Forbidden Blue are. But that's neither here nor there. So let's actually talk about the Zaku Mariner and the flaws of this older kit, but the positives of it too. Alright, so this is the Mariner with everything that comes in box. So, let's get into the cool stuff. So, we got the wire for the weapon, along with the attachment part. Well, the part that's, supposed to be like the magnet. Down it goes, and down that goes. Ugh. Okay, hold on. That's better, and that's better. That attaches right here where this piece would be removed. But I'm not going to mess with that because, as you've seen in my many episodes, wires and me never get along. You have one spare hand, and that's the open-handed left hand. And here's the weird thing. You don't ever actually get anything for it. Like, at all. No heat hawk, no like a trident or anything, just a fist. You have an open fist for no reason. I don't know why that exists. So here's a cool thing about this kit. You do actually have options of how you want to build this, even in the instructions. So you get an optional different antenna, optional leg pieces, instead of the ones I have attached, even an optional chest piece, which is pretty neat. Also, as you can see right here, that's where the antenna was. So, while building it, it fell off my table and bounced on the floor, and this thing broke off smooth. I'm like, I tried to take it out with a pair of pliers and tweezers, and nothing came out. So, because when it broke, I was originally going to put this in instead, but seeing that it smoothed out when it broke, I'm not getting anything from it. So, unfortunately, now I have that. And, of course, we have two little rockets that will fit into this shoulder. Because you're supposed to pop this off and replace these two with the missiles to go along with the missiles on the back. But let's talk about the flaws I have with this kit. Number one, this disgustingly large sticker sheet. The yellow piece is for the head. Well, not the head, the neck, if you will. As you can see right here. This, as you can see, white piece, those 8 white pieces go right here on the backpack. These 6, oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, that hurt my back and that's my back. These 6 go onto each of these spots, but only 2 of these are removable, which I find ridiculous, actually. I believe it's these 2. But yeah, it's just because of the black and red. It's supposed to go right here in the vents, which is like, seriously, you couldn't give me a red piece, and they don't even give you a red piece for the front of the gun. You could have just given me a red piece of plastic and stuffed it right there, but no, they didn't. Talk about ridiculous. All right, so Nothing's falling off this guy, which is always great. Personally, I always wish they did something better with the power pipes than what we get. But, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, by the way, this is the leg all the way up. Disappointment. But again, remember, this is an older kit. That's knee bend, not great, but not awful. We've seen worse. That's the rotation of the foot. As you can see, this has vents opposed to this piece having no vents and no front part here. As you can clearly see the venting on the chest piece, and it's closer to the same colors as the rest of the chest, while it could have also been the regular gray Zaku chest. Again, I do like the fact that they do give you options in the manual saying, oh, if you want to use this instead, that's always good. I'm like, I thought that was pretty neat. As you can see, this is the machine gun. It is a sandwich system. So, you know, you have to remove the fingers, slide the gun in, reattach the fingers. As you can clearly see, it's actually stuck in there with a peg, which is really cool. Like high grade / master grade style. Which is actually really cool. So you don't have to worry about, you know, the weapon jiggling out. That ain't going nowhere. Again, downside, this is supposed to be red, the tip of it. But it's not. So you will, and there's no sticker for it, so you will have to paint it. Which I find ridiculous. As you can see, you get a sticker for the mono eye. Downside, you cannot move the mono eye after you put it in. So make sure when you put the mono eye in, it's in the position you want it to be. Because once it's in, it's not going anywhere. There's no plastic to rotate it or nothing. It's just, there's the eye. It's a sticker and that's where it goes. We have no ab crunch. No, as you can see, no head turn. 0 ab crunch. That's the arm fully bent. That's the arm all the way up, which is actually pretty good. The backpack is not moving. We have a paralyzed back skirt, so that's as far as the light goes backwards. So, yeah. Not great, but again, this is an older kit. The one thing I've seen what a lot of Gunpla reviewers say is they complain about the older kits not having the same articulation and all that stuff as more modern day kits. And I get that, but you have to also understand these were the best they could do at the time. They're not perfect by any definition of the word, but they're not awful. I've built more worse kits that are newer and older. So you take what you get. The only major flaw I have with this dude is the coloration is bad. It's not SD Gundam bad, but it's close. But that seems to be a bad habit of older kits, but some of them are even worse. Like, prime example, the older Gundam Seed kits, all worse, and then these guys, when it comes to recolor for color accuracy. You have a huge sticker sheet just for, like, the Strike Gundam. Like, how bad is that? But all in all, this is a really good kit. I'll explain why I like it in the summary. So let's get into it. Okay, so why do I like the Zaku Mariner? It's a very simple kit. I literally built this today. It took me about in less than an hour and a half to build most of this. Then I went on errands, came back, ate lunch, and then finished it. All within, like, negating the time I went out running errands. You can knock this out like in an hour and a half, 2 hours. Which is to be expected, for this is what is known as a grunt suit army builder kit. Which is basically the grunts, the cannon fodder that gets obliterated by the Gundam, or whatever the mobile suit they're premiering in that episode to show how powerful it is. They're meant to be built in mass, much like real life weapons would be. It should be just made and out the door. So, that's pretty cool. So this will not take up too much time in your life. So if you want to build one real quick, I say get it. If you like quick builds, this is definitely one for you. If you like the mono eyes, not a huge fan of them myself, mostly because, I like the Gundams. But this is a really cool one. Excuse me, that's my nose. Ugh. I really mostly love Gundams or mobile suits with really unique designs, and this is a really special design to me. But if you look at the box cover, the chest is slimmer, but I guess it's because they mostly ironically, used Zaku parts for the chest cavity. So the original Zaku was a bit bulkier in the chest area. But aside from some aesthetic issues, and please be careful while building this, or you'll end up like I did with a broken horn or antenna, whatever you want to call it. You can and will break it, just be careful. It's very fragile, it's on a very thin piece of plastic, so if it goes head first into the ground, it will snap. So, just to warn you right there and then. This is very sticker heavy. That's another issue, which I can't stand. I can understand a little bit of stickers, because it has to be done sometimes. But you could honestly give me like a red piece of plastic for the verniers in the backpack, or the gun at the bare minimum. You could just slap a piece of red plastic. It's not that big of a deal. But they didn't, and you ended up with this. So paint will be necessary if you want this to be completely color correct. But with that being said, it's a sturdy kit. It's a quick build, not SD fast or entry grade fast, but decently quick. You can knock it out in 2 hours. So that's always great to have. But aside from that, I got nothing else to say. So I want to thank everybody for watching. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. If you've been here from the beginning, thank you for sticking around for so long. This is the last part of my two-part apology for my back screwing up and me being unable to, record episodes for a bit. Because, I could barely move. But starting this week, I should be, hopefully, being able to go back to my old schedule. One backlog kit and one new kit. But that depends on how many backlogs I got left. And I don't think I have much left. I got maybe 2 or 3 core Gundams left. And eventually I need to get a new version of the Mars 4. And I have a couple more SDs I have to do. So, look forward to those. Next Sunday's episode, I have no idea what it's going to be about. I got a bunch of backlogs, what can I tell you? Of unbuilt Gundams, so we'll worry about that then, But if you want to support the channel, please use the links down below. You can or go to our friends at Galactic Toys. I believe they may have this, but if they don't, please use your preferred, gunpla supplier. I either use them, newtype.us, USA Gundam Store, or I go to my local hobby store for it. Or you can try Michael's. I know they have them there. You have options. If you don't want Gunpla or stuff like that, you can always check out my other friends at Entertainment Earth. Those are always good to go to. If you want to support me directly, like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends. That always helps because it lets them know, the YouTube algorithm acknowledge my existence. And, of course, you can also order my books directly, which also helps me. So, with that being said, I'll catch you guys on Thursday with a brand new episode, of which I have no idea what it's going to be about, but we'll figure out then. So I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.